Welcome back. So it's time for our fourth memento orb now. Emilia, Queen of the Skies. This is the story of a woman known as the Queen of the Skies. In recent years, Calvard's Armored Aviation Division could easily be considered the main pillar of the Republican Army's military forces. Its basic formation includes Wezen orbital tanks for their high mobility, and Avia gunships for their suppression abilities despite their light armor. The Army's utter annihilation at the hands of the superpowered Purple Ion during Crossbell's bid for independence taught it a hard lesson. Thus, it improved the capabilities of all its aircraft and developed the Avia II for use in troop transports, covering the holes in its strategy. That is until its greatest rival, the Erebonian Empire, unveiled not only its heavy tank battalions, but manned humanoid mechs, the Panzer Soldats. Further, the Republic's flagship, a 200 Arge-class airship known as the Baton Katos, was dwarfed by the Empire's 250 Arge class Gargantua. In tactical simulations against the Imperials, the Republican Army's win rate continued to fall. Naturally, the Republic wasn't standing idle. It collaborated with the Verne Company and the Institute of Science to develop next-gen armaments. However, it was still clear as day that the initiative would not produce results in time for a full-scale, all-out war with the Erebonian Empire. Then came September 1st, 1206. The fateful day the Imperial Army invaded the Republic of Calvard in what would eventually become known as the Battle of Jormungand. The fiercest fighting was at the Crossbellin front, where the Republican Army faced 350,000 Erebonian troops with only 280,000 of their own. And beyond the heavy tanks and Panzer Soldats, the Imperials also had new battleships and massive railway cannons deployed. The Republican Army's front collapsed almost immediately, threatening to leave Calvard itself wide open to Imperial Army's forces. However,
I'll send him a message. Like hell you're getting in here!
Without warning, an old returned Avia model gunship named the Lux Raider tore through the Imperial forces' airspace. Despite their strong defenses, the Empire's airships were sluggish, leaving them open for the Lux Raider to deftly fire on the gaps in their armor. Pivoting to its next target, it destroyed the enemy's heavy tanks with concentrated Gatling fire focused on their weak points above the turrets.
Oh hey! Didn't see you guys there.
The most difficult enemies would be the Empire's Panzer Soldats, especially the new Kestrel model, since it was equipped with flight capabilities. Its flight range was limited, but was more nimble than a gunship, and deployed with a "they can't hurt us if they can't hit us" mentality. As her fellow gunship were being shot down one by one, the Lux Raider's pilot immediately devised an insane combat maneuver. With several flying Panzer Soldats closing in from behind, she pointed the Lux Raider's nose straight up at the sky and shot upward. Putting the sun at her ship's belly, he then spun it in a sharp corkscrew, completing a 180-degree flip at dizzying speed.
What the? Where'd they go?
The Soldats lost sight of the gunship after its unexpected maneuver, an ominous thought in their heads. They turned to check their rear cameras. And there was the gunship, having taken up position behind them with its Gatling barrels at full spin.
No way! That pilot's a madman!
Adieu.
Spinning like ballerinas, the Gatling barrels launched round after round of armor-piercing bullets, tearing through the lightweight Soldats like paper. It was little more than a one-sided slaughter, devoid of any semblance of joy. And yet, she continued to hold the trigger until she had ensured the enemy was down. It was her duty as a soldier for the sake of her country.
Sorry. But I'm afraid I can't do things the way he did.
As she looked down at the wreckage of the Panzer Soldats plummeting to the ground, she recalled the ashen mech she'd seen a year and a half prior. A young hero piloting a machine called a Divine Knight took down a gunship squad with careful strikes, grounding them without a single casualty.
I would have liked to go toe-to-toe with him if you were here. But I guess there must have been some pact behind the scenes.
Oh, yes.
If that's how it's going to be, then I'll just have to finish things up.
It was then that her eyes, sharp as a hawk, caught sight of the Imperial Army's Gargantua airship that had been deployed to the front. Armed with countless weapons, it was a veritable flying fortress, one that would be nigh impossible for a single fighter to take down. But if she could drop even just one of them, it could turn the tide of the battle. She had to try. She gave her battle-hardened gunship crew, at least those who were still conscious after her absurd maneuver a moment ago, their final orders.
All hands, listen up! We're going to target that giant airship! Ready parachutes for evac! I'll need you to hang in there with me to the last second, then make sure you get out of here in one piece.
Today is a good day to die.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am!
The Battle of Yomgon. Record of the Calvarian Air Force gunship Lux Raider, captained by Air Force Captain Emilia Backstory. Shot down 7 mid-size airships, 12 heavy tanks, 8 flight-capable Panzer Soldats, and 10 grounded Soldats. Additionally, dealt damage to a Gargantua-class airship, forcing it to retreat. The Lux Raider was then caught in the shockwave from enemy railroad cannon fire. This, combined with the prior damage taken, resulted in a crash. All personnel escaped thanks to Captain Herring stabilizing the ship. She, however, was seriously wounded, requiring 3 months of recovery. After those 3 months, Captain Herring was discharged from the hospital, but retired from service due to lingering medical complications. President Rucksmith, near the end of his term, awarded her the Order of the Chevalier. Promoted her to what would be her final rank, Major. And so stories were told throughout the ranks of the Republican Army about Emilia, Queen of the Skies, an unsung hero of the war. 2 years and 4 months later, the eyes of the world are upon her once again, but it remains unclear what exactly she has been doing in the interim. Emilia, Queen of the Skies. Quite the story, I like that. I like that one. Yeah. Right, let's get out of here. Go to the fishing shop. Alright, fishing supplies. I recently learned, I saw some videos, this is actually like a print of a fish. I thought it was a drawing of fishes. Yes, it's something that's seemingly, I've not seen anywhere else, but it's seemingly definitely done in Japan. It's like they basically put some paint or a dye on a fish and then put a sheet of paper over it to make a print of it. So it's like that's an actual fish print. I didn't realize it was a print. As in, like, they put the paper on it to get a print of the fish. I thought it was like a duplicate, a print, a reprint kind of thing of a poster of a fish, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, oh, no. Oh, so your trip to Long Lai is all set to go. That's a relief to hear. The question is, will you be bringing the Hebo Grodrod with? Yeah, I mean, what better place to test out a legendary fishing pole, right? But as they've even got a local river guardian there. Wow, the universe is practically begging you to take it along at that point. Gotta say, though, don't remember the last time I saw you this fired up, Kyle. You might be looking forward to this trip the most out of all 3 of us. Well, did almost bleed my wallet dry renting us that car. There goes any chance of defending myself. Well, we've got an early start tomorrow, so I better finish packing and get to bed. Shannon left earlier in the evening, so he's probably back home and asleep now. But me, I'm so pumped that it might keep me up all night. Not to parrot my grandpa, but man am I relieved our transport to Long Lai worked out. This will be my first time fishing over there too. I'm dying to see what we'll catch already. Well, I suppose I'll have to close the shop down for a while, with how long everyone will be away. It's off to long life for Kyle and the girls tomorrow, whereas I'm thinking of taking a fishing trip of my own elsewhere. Been about 5 years since I've last been out in that part of the country. The river there makes for a surprisingly hidden gem of a honey hole. Alright then. Anything left out here? I don't think so, so let's check the board. Not picking up any sense, and as I thought, I don't see any info or requests that stick out to me. Guess things have been peaceful around here, or at least, that's what I'd like to think. In any event, I just want to say, Van, your diligence is something I really admire about you. Whenever you enter a district, and even when nothing smells off, you always stay true to your routine of checking the bulletin boards and doing the rounds. For the record, I don't just check them for SPGs. Sometimes there's postings about deals and stuff related to my hobbies. Sweets and stuff. Even if there aren't, it helps me get a feel for the overall mood in the districts. So there's never any harm in looking. And if I'm lucky, I'll stumble across a bargaining ad flyer for sweets. There we go. Wait a minute. And please don't tell me the whole reason you started accepting 4SPGs from bulletin boards was so you could find deals on sweets. Of course not. I mean, I am glad I started doing it this way, but I don't get the wrong idea. Again, we know why he likes sweets, so... Alright then. That should be good enough for the Center Marché. Yes, where shall we go next? Maybe the Tyrell District? I mean, it's one of the places I originally planned to patrol tonight. It does have a number of locations that we should check in on. It's decided then. Let's get moving. The Tyrell District has been added to the travel menu.
Let's roll, gang.
Check out the bulletin board straight away, I feel. Looks like nights can be pretty lively out here over two. What were you reading, Brain? Yeah, even without all the space program stuff. You can't go out at nights since you're in the dorms, right? That's right. But sometimes I'll come by with Odette and the others after school. Look at him dancing, he's dancing! There should be a parking lot over there, so I'll go ahead and park the car. Might as well try and catch a late showing now that we're here. That sounds good. Got a red marker there, but
I better get home soon.
got quite a few blues as well.
That movie was the shit, man.
Doesn't look like there's any problems of note in the Tyrell District either. Is there something bothering you? Oh, is the Blacklight District on your mind, maybe? Yeah, actually. As you know, I don't normally accept 4 SPGs there, but after what happened today, thinking about making an exception. Yeah, I understand that. I'm sure they have their hands full, so they'd probably be grateful if we lent ours. That being said, there's no need to rush on over there. Those guys are tenacious with a capital T. We can go check in them when we have the time. Oh, got Blacklight District added. Cool. We're not done in Tyrell, though, you know. That's the shop. Well, vending machine. The current administration is going to host a massive ceremony on the day of the rocket launch. Important people from other countries are coming, and there's going to be a bunch of events held throughout the city. Naturally, the news crew is going to be very busy. I'll do everything I can to support them. Come to think of it, Marielle is out in Tharbad on assignment. I'm sure she'll be running around, covering things here when she gets back. Maybe I should look into when that'll be. The editor-in-chief is leaving Longlai to an upstart the day after tomorrow. He's definitely taking a risk. Normally you'd want to give a story like this to a veteran reporter. But it is what it is. There's no denying we're understaffed right now anyway. Sorry, I got distracted. Like, the sky outside has gone very yellow. It's got that sort of feeling of like it's going to have a lot of rain or something. Which, I know I'm from the UK, it's just like we've had We had like brilliant sunshine for our last 2 days, and before that we had like 44 days of rain. 44. It had rained every day for all of 2026 for 44 days. We had a lot of rain. Then there was sunshine. Now it's like, oh, I haven't seen a... Because it's still a clear blue sky, but it's... Everything's got like a yellow tint to it. It's not at the point where it's like the golden hour or anything like that. It's like, no, it's just... Yeah, just everything's got an odd hue to it. But it is what it is. There's no denying we're understaffed right now anyway. I just hope this upstart doesn't hold me back. Hold me back! If I was the editor-in-chief, well, maybe I shouldn't say more. I just hope these young reporters don't hold me back. What we got up here? There's not really anybody here, is there? Yeah, I wonder if the students are all on break after exams. Say, did you have any great spots for cutting classes in the student council? Cutting classes? Well, I do know a good place to relax. Odette was actually the first to find it before Ren took a liking to it. Whenever we'd go shopping for the student council, we'd always get tea and drag Albert along with us. I remember they were deciding on sweets during the Academy Festival. Didn't that Albert guy have a part-time job at the bookstore? Seems like something happened, but probably be rude to ask. Yes? Nah, it's nothing. Anyway, besides her trip to Anchorville, it looks like Ren's days as an exchange student aren't over. Bit lonely without her, huh? Yes, I think so too. Even that might be an understatement. But it's not like we won't be able to chat when we like, thanks to long-distance orbital networks. If there was something like the garden, then we'd be able to meet like we were in person. God, I'd love that. Like, you know, me and Sarah, long distance, all that kind of thing at this point. Hopefully going to change by the end of the year. We shall see, you know, we'll see how things play out, you know. But, God, I would love something like that. Just be so great having some place where you could just go into a virtual space like, hi, 3D. All right, here we are. Yeah, be great. It'll be a long time before something like that hits the public sector. There's no doubt we'll be able to connect in the future in all sorts of ways. It might make the world feel smaller than it actually is, but the reverse is true too. Yes, and that's why it's important I see the world for myself. As a matter of fact, I'm actually planning on going to Le Bourg with Odette and the others. I heard that Ren's hometown is a very pretty and charming place. But I am still quite busy. I might have to wait for another 3 years. Sounds like fun. I only passed through once for a job, but it really was a beautiful place. Oh, and when you do go, make sure to grab me some delicious sweets. There was never any question about what souvenir to get for you. But what if you came with me? Huh? I mean, Fanny and Aaron would come too, since they haven't been to Le Bourg either. I was thinking we could make it another business trip for Arkwright Solutions or something. Travel abroad is costly, and Le Bourg's roads aren't exactly fit for cars. It's true. Ren did tell me vehicles were becoming more commonplace there, and their infrastructure was getting better. And I hope you consider it. Yeah, they're more airships. Alright, we've done basically everything we have to do in the Tyro district. Time to move on. Where to next on your nightly schedule? The Grand Circuit. Didn't have a chance to check it out yesterday, so I gotta make up for it. The GR Championship is supposed to be tonight, so expect it to be pretty lively. I see. Sounds good. I think that one place was by the Grand Circuit too. Grand Circuit has been added to the travel menu. Oh. We got to try. Oh, so that's our 4SBG then. Let's go over there. Okay. Kind of like that. Right. Time to do the rounds. Hey, what's wrong, Kageyoshi? Now. What is it? You seem like you're in a sour mood. Does he hate me now or something? He won't even look at me. What's wrong, Kageyoshi? Oh, going by yourself is so sad. Besides, what's he looking at? What is he looking at? Like it's gotta be at the cinema, potentially. Meow. It's the tower. It's the tower. It's totally the tower. What do we got here then? Chen! Wait, you're going to Long Lai? Does that mean you'll get to see the rockets launch up close? I'm so jealous. Look, it's not a vacation. Besides, my job booked my room, so it's not like I can just bring you with me. Huh? Duh, I wouldn't want to go with you anyway. Rather make it a day trip with Marilyn. Oof. Right. I just thought I'd let you know that I'm heading out tomorrow, that's all. Is that police station always over there? I just noticed it. Like, huh. Why is my little sister always like this? I guess it's fine, but it does make me a little sad. I guess I'll just throw myself into my work. I mean, I could watch the launch via stream, so it's not like I have to go to Long Lai. Marilyn actually invited me to watch it with her at Peter's talent agency. Apparently, they've got a room that's super good audio. I don't have a clue how Marilyn found that out, but maybe we'll watch the launch that way. Maybe.
Please, step on up.
Mom looks like she's having so much fun. I know she said Dad probably won't be home for the rocket launch, but at least she won't feel lonely now that she's sending letters. I know, I'll write a letter to Dad too, and to Earl, and Rooney. Oh. Now that I've finished writing a letter to my husband, I think I'll write to my parents back in Alsame too. Everyone back home seems really interested in the Republic and the upcoming rocket launch after all. I want to let them know how life is here, how Lolo is doing. There's so much to write about. Isn't there just?
The coffee here is out of this world.
Good. Then no one can drink it. Edith, and indeed the entire Republic, are going to be in a potting mood the day after tomorrow. But the people behind the scenes must have a huge number of obligations. It's up to us to provide them a place where they can relax in comfort. I couldn't just ask them about the particulars of their jobs, but I can offer them the best drinks in the house when they make it back from their mission safe and sound. Indeed. Some people actually came by to see the owner a little bit ago. They were siblings working for some government agency. I think they were relatives of the owner. They said they had a mission, but they seemed kind of sad. Think they're going somewhere? Yes. Yes, I do. Surprised you managed to revise so much in a single night. Your prior proposal was so eccentric, it's lost sight of what it was trying to be. But this is a proper story, and it's original to boot. Yeah, it's genuinely interesting. Really? Would it be possible to submit this for the Comic Award? But the zombie heroine isn't really landing for me. She lacks something in terms of both looks and personality. Aggressiveness, maybe? I knew you would have excellent insight. Like in Bravely Legends, a masterful piece requires charming characters. If you're satisfied with just an honorable mention, this would work just fine. You're both trying to do this full time, right? Of course, I'll redraw this as many times as I need to make that happen. I'll do whatever it takes too. Everything's been tightened up quite nicely, and the idea itself is pretty fun. Oh, I know. I can also... Miss Kokona? Have you had a flash of inspiration? I think for the final chapter of Bravely Legends, I'm going to make Mia the ultimate antagonist. What? But isn't Mia Akira's little sister? Yeah, and she's been kidnapped by the bad guys countless times. Right, but in reality, Mia died when she was a baby, 10 years ago, during the crisis. And that was when Arkham's thoughts flowed into her body. Even Nebula didn't realize that the true villain had fused with Mia herself. Mia, huh? Now that I think about it, she did display some insane strength every now and then. Is that why the current leader of the Nebula, kept going after her? He was the only one involved back when Dark Akira awakened too. No way she's going to tie it all together so perfect just like that. Kona really does have an incredible imagination. What a beast. I knew you could do it, Miss Kona. It was worth supporting you all this time. I know we don't compare to Miss Kona, but I'm still glad our efforts were recognized. And the question is, what should we do to have more charming characters? No. I clearly wanted to speak to him. Oh, for God's sake, I'm back him again. I knew you'd pull through, Miss Kona. In any case, the final chapter and the end of our hiatus are now in sight. Let's capitalize on the film's success and make an announcement. I'm so excited. Time to sprint to the finish line together. We'll give it 200%. Not even Akira and the others will be able to keep up with us. Yes. I've been struck by inspiration. But this chapter's probably going to take a whole year to write. The art has to be real hardcore the whole time too, since it's the finale. Well, this is going to be a pain. But I love these characters so much. What should I do? Miss Kona, as your editor, I promise I'll stick by you until the very end. I hate that he's going to be even more annoying than usual. But I do rely on him for a lot. Guess it is what it is. Miss Kona is a genius, plain and simple. But we've got strengths of our own. Even if we're just regular guys, we won't give up. Nothing unusual here, huh? A summons? Investigation HQ is asking for our cooperation. Right, okay, like that. Officer Cannon and Officer Nancy are en route to Satan HQ. Sounded like things were really busy over there. Wonder what it's all about. That reminds me, a call went out this evening about some Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto, you say? With that famous British, or more precisely, Scottish game series. Yes, for those who don't know, it's Scottish, which would also make it British. That reminds me, a call went out this evening about some Grand Theft Auto. Sounds like things were all over the place. Wonder what's going on. The investigators are requesting assistance. Like that, we'll head back immediately. Everyone dancing? Saw a strange car zoom by over that way earlier today. The person behind the wheel had this vacant look like they were totally out of it. People driving the next couple of vehicles had the same face. Wonder what was going on. Don't worry about it. It's not like the news reported any crashes or anything after that. Maybe it's just me imagining things. Maybe. What are you doing, Peter? You want me to practice my performance out here? This is way too embarrassing, Marilyn. Don't worry, Peter. You're the type of guy who gets carried away and never puts any thought into what he's doing, aren't you? That's perfect. Now make like a pig and go oink. Oh, you're asking for way too much. And are you insulting me too? Said you wanted to be an actor, but you ran away like a coward as soon as you landed a role. Don't worry. I'll be sure to straighten you up by the weekend. Oh dear. First you want me to be a dancer, and now you want me to be a pig? Don't you think you're asking far too much? Damn it, all I wanted to do was stick it to the girls. How did it come to this? You're dancing, mate. I'm going to have to be tough if we're going to finish in time to catch the rocket launch this weekend. I'm sure San won't be able to relax until we've got this all wrapped up. So put you back into this, okay, Peter? For the sake of our friendship. Oh, why do things always turn out like this? Oh dear. Looks like the video's going viral. Is it about a celebrity? Oh, it's with you. Well, that's a surprise. I never thought idols would get to be such a big deal. Video is pretty rough, but you could tell a lot of passion went into making it. No wonder it's gone viral. Looks like they're doing a street concert right now. Maybe I'll go check it out. Oh, street concert, you say? Idols are still relatively unknown, but With You has definitely been doing a lot to bring them to the forefront. Still, in terms of popularity, Vega is definitely a step ahead. Both groups are actually from the same agency. Can't say I know what's going on behind the scenes, but this video could end up putting them on equal footing. As someone in the business, I'm fascinated by how things will develop. Bet you are, mate. Bet you are. Ice cream!
How about a delicious ice?
Welcome. Still getting a lot of business even this late at night. At this rate, launch day is going to be insane. I'm a little worried. No, snap out of it. This is my chance to get everyone to try my special ice cream. Bet a ton of potential rivals will be setting up shop on the day of, so go do my best and sell. At this rate, there'll be more people at stalls than we had during the Revolution Festival. My chance to show the world my ice cream, so I've got to sell. Popcorn!
Care for some popcorn?
Nope. I went to see a movie for the first time in a long time. You see, when I got back to my stall, I was still half in tears. Sales went up like crazy. I've had a bunch of customers asking me which movie made me cry. People are calling this the morning market. At this point, might as well lean into it and market to all the cinephiles. My new churros have been doing way better than I expected, so I'm been pretty optimistic. They're even working as effective advertising for Esprit Cinema. I couldn't be more pleased.
Oh, that movie was the shit, man.
Oh, look who we've got over there.
Thank you for your visit today.
Movies these days are just a bunch of nonsense made for making money. You can spot their flaws from a cell away. That's how I used to think anyway, but after finally watching a few, I found them to be both ambitious and creative. Here's the thing though, I just want to feel that emotion I felt back when movies first started to come out. Some folks might think I'm just nostalgic for the past, but I want to feel enraptured again, down to my bones. Maybe I'll fill out a survey and ask the theatre to do reruns of old classics. Classics from back in the day were fantastic. It's clear everyone working behind the scenes was trying their best. For one film, which followed much of the life of a chansonnier, they even played her actual record. Movies back then were still only in black and white, but let me tell you, they shook me to my soul. Phew, it's getting pretty late. Fortunately, I should head home. You know, people have been saying we might see a bunch of space movies next year. If that's true, then there's sure to be female astronaut characters. They could cast Judith or Nina. Oh my gosh. What if we get Major Emilia playing herself? So excited. That's possible, yeah. We're gonna get all kinds of space movies. My imagination's going wild. Seriously, I'm sure it's taken a while. She's still in the bathroom. I can't go home until Mum finishes up. Oh dear. Truth be told, I've been getting questions from all over the continent about what it takes to run a movie theatre. I feel like everyone everywhere wants to be able to screen films. It's been about 20 years since Orbital Films first debuted, and they finally started to spread to other countries. We might be looking at continent-wide boom for the industry in the near future. Street cinema has existed since the dawn of film, so we get a lot of questions from other companies. Some people have even asked us to open a second branch in other countries. I don't know what we can do to help, but we may be seeing a huge movie boom in the near future. We've started screening Shinobi Punk Izayoi. Even though some people have been calling Orion Films movies problematic, it's been finding a local audience. It even did good numbers in Langport. It's certainly unique compared to other films. It's clearly inventive, if nothing else. We go anyway, a new movie. Might be a good idea to catch it while I'm still here if I'm going to go away for a while. Would you like to take a break? I heard there is a movie theatre in Ankerville, but a number of films are probably leaving theatres soon. So if there's someone you might think might to catch a movie, you should be sure to ask. Guess I'll take you up on that offer then. If there's anything you've been hoping to see, let me know. Will do. Well.
Welcome.
What we got? What's playing right now? I mean, you guys have not viewed that, so let's get Anya's and let's get Fairy with that one. Better head to the theatre. We want next scene with this one. Next scene. Wow, I'm not sure I've seen anything quite like that movie. Oh, and I mean that in a good way. It was very enjoyable. I was impressed with the action scenes and the drama. Yeah, though the plot was pretty by the numbers, which might seem strange given how off the walls the setting was. Its portrayal of Far Eastern culture is definitely a bit of a head-scratcher at first. Strange as it sounds, it suits the movie, or rather, once you get partway through, it doesn't even register anymore. I know what you mean. The setting was very well made, and seems to be perfectly consistent in its own logic. The more of it I watched, the more it drew me in. It had its own mysterious allure, that's for sure. But I've got to wonder if they could recreate that same allure if they made a film like this but used a different culture. I had to doubt that. Not sure how many other cultures would even mesh with the style all that well. Which means the Far East elements were a conscious decision here. The film might have more depth to it than I thought. I really liked the action scenes in this one. It was super fun. I also enjoyed learning what the Far East was like. Who would have thought the world would end up being so educational? Yes, here's the thing, the Far East ain't like that. In fact, that went beyond the realm of exaggeration or dramatization. If you actually go all the way out there, you're not going to find much of anything we saw in the movie. Seriously? I feel like I've been tricked. So wait, if that's the case, why'd they even go through the whole trouble of setting it in the Far East then? Well, to make it feel fantastical for the average viewer here. The Far East is way beyond the wastelands on the eastern edge of the continent. To folks here, it's a land of mystery and wonder. People's imaginations run wild at the mention of far-off places like they'll never see. So they use that to make the movie more engaging. Oh, okay, actually, you know, I think I do understand that feeling. Ba-bum. Ba-ba-bum. Can we get another one? We can. Okay, watch a movie. We reviewed them all, so this one I feel like is very Rosette. Bum, bum, bum. Don't know if we had these two with us last time. But from the look on your face, I'm guessing the film wasn't really your thing? No, I wouldn't say that. I definitely thought it was interesting and there were some really cool moments. But some of the plot went a little over my head in the middle with all the deception-y stuff. I think it's just that I had never seen anything like this story before. So I didn't really know how I was supposed to feel while watching it. I get you. It's the kind of genre where it can be hard to figure out which characters to root for, not to mention how to empathize with them. Like, maybe you don't have to. Maybe you don't have to. Do you project yourself onto the protagonist and relate to their struggle? Or onto the spectators and their detached amusement? Between those two, I guess I should have put myself in the protagonist's shoes. Might have just been a game, but I think it's easier for me to understand the perspective of someone putting everything on the line. Makes sense. Well, if you ever see it again, that'll be something to keep in mind. Might make the rewatch even more interesting. I was on the edge of my seat wondering what might happen next throughout the entire film. It was quite exhilarating. I was caught off guard by Adam's betrayal of Gil in particular. So even you didn't see that coming. Definitely made for a good surprise, that's for sure. Still, I would have thought you of all people would have predicted it, given the bits of foreshadowing sprinkled here and there. God, imagine a series where it foreshadows everything. Era unknown. I'm ashamed to admit this was my first exposure to the genre, in either novel or movie form. Further, I don't engage in gambling of any sort. However, it was for those reasons that I found this a delightfully fresh experience. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it from start to finish. Wow, so there's actually some things in this world that elude the all-knowing mind of Rosette Twinings. Well, if it helps you enjoy the film, then I'm glad. Alright, lovely. Bum, bum, bum. That was it then. Alright, you two. My, look at this. Anya's, Van? What are you doing here so late? Don't tell me this is a date. Seeing as you're in a school uniform, I guess not. Van is just on his nightly patrol. He allowed me to accompany him. I'm the one who should be saying, look at this. You must have heard about what happened this evening. Using the theater instead of your restaurant to carry out your meeting is pretty sneaky. You got it all wrong. The young miss simply invited me to a movie, which we've just finished. I heard the report from NISA. Heiwei's already made its next move. And this isn't what we were talking about this morning. I only had him accompany me for a bit, since we're both leaving the capital tomorrow. Shinobi Punk Izayoi was interesting, wasn't it? It featured a relationship between the hero and heroine that went beyond their traditional roles. Ah, so romantic. Indeed, and the setting of the Far East in the near future featured remarkable craftsmanship, as did the script and acting. The action scenes even proved that the hero and the heroine were clearly experts. That said, the whole idea of chivalry and loyalty proved a little too sweet for my tastes. Oh, you. I'm sure it would be for a schemer like you. Good for you, Ashen. You're putting this fresh start to use with an active approach. I'm rooting for you. Thank you, Agnes. Gives me the courage to keep trying. You should too. Maybe I'll send you an Eastern-style mini dress sometime. As long as it's not too extreme, I'll be grateful for the gift. And the other two are like, you know we can hear you, right? You're not whispering very quietly. You and Zhao are leaving the capital at the same time, huh? Sounds like Heiwei's pretty busy. Yeah, I've got my own business to attend to. Literally business related. That said, it's true we've got a lot going on, officially and otherwise. Baba and Yeye should both be heading toward their respective destinations as we speak.
Bravely Legends.
About that, we saw Gian Lu, but we haven't seen much of Fan lately. Yeah, he's been hitting up a bunch of Kowloon Financial Bank branches around the country, plus other associated companies. Things have been pretty busy ever since the space program was announced. I see. Gian Lu was going to be in the city until late. I assume he's got business of his own? Yep. Yep. Visiting an old friend of his. Seemed to me like he's got something else on his mind. But as far as that's concerned, there's not much else I can tell you. All the members of the Lu family are acting on their own. Guess it ain't a surprise considering. Still, I can't help but be curious about what they're up to. Well, either way, I'm glad I got to see a movie with Zhao before we head our separate ways. We might end up stuck in our respective positions and not get to see each other for a while. I hope you two can do your best, so you don't have any regrets. I heard about what transpired in the Blacklight District and at the park. Seems you'll now be heading out tomorrow, yes? Let's set aside the fact that you know what we're up to in such detail. You guys making moves too? Yes, that is the plan. Especially seeing as I couldn't be involved in today's events. And Fen is quite stimulated at the moment. Let me guess, because of the Gecko martial artist? Risha did mention that he was a paragon of the martial arts. He is indeed. So it's unsurprising that Fen has been quite interested in him. Of course, he was just as interested in the other combatants who were present. Suffice to say, we may have many questions regarding these mysterious figures, who they are, where they come from, and so on. But it's the involvement of the masked martial artists that means Heiwei can no longer stand idly by. Just to say, we'll be investigating matters our own way. In any event, I was happy to relax at Ashen's invitation. It's certainly been a while. And now I'm refreshed and ready to put everything I have into this investigation come tomorrow. I've got a blue down there as well. Well, I'm thinking we'll use this as an opportunity to end this part here. And in the next part, we'll see about the connection events.
Right. He's supposed to be off tonight.
Something the matter?
No, it's nothing. Let's keep going, Van.
Yeah, we'll get the connection events done, and then we'll see about getting the rounds finished up here before we head off to the Blacklight District. So, we'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now!